072077.
Kcaa.
You just entered the Gotcha Zone. Eilon up to the start line and get ready to race with your host, Joe Britt. It's time for Gotcha Racing, live on Kcaa 1050.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines and get ready for an action-packed, fun-filled hour of everything a motorhead ever loved or lived. Gotcha Racing with Joe Britt. Welcome to Gotcha Racing. This is Joe Britt.
Hey there, Gotcha Racing race fans. How you doing today on this great Saturday Saturday morning? We are in HQ and we're doing just dandy today. We're broadcasting out of our headquarters, our studio, which is Studio B in Rialto, California, and we Skype all of this great information over to our headquarters, which is Kcaa Talk Radio in Redlands, California, which is we've been there about 4 months now, and we're going pretty strong. Now, this great broadcast of ours can be heard and seen. First of all, it can be heard on 106.5 FM, 102.3 FM, and the old favorite 1050 AM on your AM dial. You notice that I have this work hat on, that's because, hey, we're getting busy this year. This is called my work hat. We've had this for about 14 years now, and whenever we do go on sites or something like that, it requires hard hat. This is what we put on. See, this is Gotcha Racing in the front here. So we're just tickled pink to be here, and we're tickled pink to bring you all this great coverage we have today. I'm take off my glasses, and we got a great show lined up for you today. But let me digress and let me start my show. Hey, you guys, I come to you a humble man that is a reflection of God's grace and greatness, a humble man that is standing on shoulders of ancestors. Hello, America. Look alive, California. Wake up, San Bernardinos. Stand up and be counted, Inland Empire. For this is your host coming to you loud and strong and clear. Who's your host? It's me, Joe Britt, coming to you from the desert to the sea, broadcasting on the powerful Kcaa Talk Radio 1050. And we're broadcasting out of our Studio B in Rialto, California. We're tickled pink just to be here. Tickled pink to show you all the stuff that we have in our heads to go to you. Got some training for you guys, some training that we're going to give you today on different car parts and how to do this and how to do that. I told you it was coming. And great show, Joe. So sit back, relax, and let me take you on a journey, okay? The weather outside is not bad. Not bad at all. When I went outside to work on my Jeep this morning, I went out there in flip-flops and short pants. Hey, you guys on the East Coast, I'm sorry, man, but that's the way we deal on the West Coast. Flip-flops, T-shirts, short pants, and that's just the way we rock and roll. Okay, if you guys want to call into the station and talk to me, got any questions for me, that number is 909-792-5222. 909-792-5222. You can call into the studio and talk to me. Now, what happened is when you call in, my engineer, which is Carlos, the engineer, call him, is a great guy. He'll put you in queue, and then he'll tell me what's going on, and I'll put you on the line, right? Okay, so we can be found on Facebook under GR TV Media. Okay, we can be found. Where else can we be found? On Instagram under You Gotcha. We can be found on Twitter under Joe Britt and You Gotcha. Okay, and our website is gotcharacing.com. That's gotcharacing.com. Now, if you just want to find out anything about it, just go to Google and put in Gotcha Racing TV and see how long we have been rocking and rolling to give you the best coverage we can possibly give you for the past, 15, 16 years? Okay? And we're happy about that. We're happy that we have acquired a lot of great relationships. We've done a lot of great interviews with a lot of good drivers, racers, teams, owners, mechanics, their sponsors, the tire people, and then our old favorite, SEMA. We have we have the NPMC coming up for SEMA, and I keep saying about that on our broadcast, and that is where SEMA has allowed for people like me, the media, to do a speed dating with the manufacturers that you guys are buying parts from. You know, you want to buy a supercharger? Well, look, I'll be neck and neck and talking with them for 30 minutes. You want to buy a cool exhaust system like from Gorla? Look, I'll be talking with them and give you the latest scoop on what's going on. Edelbrock? Yes, Edelbrock also. Now, this meeting is coming up on the 22nd of this month, right? So I believe the Larry Elger, our correspondent that helped me out last year, he's going to go with me this year, and we'll probably split up. You know, he'll go this way and I'll go that way. But nevertheless, that footage as far as little video and as far as a dialogue with the manufacturers will come through us to you, so you can see exactly what the new products that they have on tap. And that's good. That's great. That's great, because when we're at the SEMA show, I tell you, we're hitting and missing. We're hitting and missing. We're going here, we're doing interviews, going there, doing interviews, and we just don't have that quality time to talk to the different manufacturers about what's going on in the industry, or how it's affecting them, or what they have at their disposal to make their company the greatest and the best that you could possibly get parts from. So, and that's what it's all about. It's about us giving back to you, the greatest fan base anyone could ever ask for. Okay, we got your racing. All right, so where are we at? Oh, then we have a couple of videos that's coming up. Now, I'm going to try to stick, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to stick with a routine. Now, normally in radio, there's a break every 15th hour, meaning that we started at 11 o'clock. It's a break at 15, then 30, then 45. So I'm going to see how I can rock and roll with it, because I just been freewheeling it, and we want to kind of tie this in a little bit so it can be more, how would I say this? We might go syndication. And in order to go syndication, my time schedule has to be right on the money. So for the past couple of years, we just been, we just been freeloading it, not freeloading, but just been doing what we had to do to get this great information to you. Now this year at 18, it has to be a little bit more structured, because you don't know what's on tap for us, and I'm trying to organize it right now. So that's what's going to happen, and we're going to see if we can hold up to that. Okay, where are we at time-wise? All right, so a lot of things are happening, man. Hot Import Night is coming up. I'm going to have a report on that. Okay, MLK, that's Martin Luther King Day, is coming up on Monday, January the 15th. However, if things go right, like we would like for them to go, we'll be in Arizona, and I'll tell you about that. The repair that I was going to tell you about, that I'm going to tell you about, a couple of them actually. Last week, I was telling you about how to take off and exchange your yoke on a CJ Jeep. Okay, I have a 96 Jeep, and my drive shaft fell off. I mean, in Egypt. Okay, and never recovered it. But my yoke got messed up, and the yoke goes to the differential, and I'll show you about that. Show you what I've done, and I'll show you the repairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. Okay, and we'll go from there. I'm really happy that we're kind of putting this in sequence, and hopefully I can talk fast enough and clear enough so that you can understand and go from there. On tap today, we have 2 videos that we're trying to, not trying, but we're going to show you that we've done in the past here at Kcaa Racing TV and Kcaa Racing Live, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And then, this hour goes so quickly. I tell you, when I first started this game, that clock would never go down. I swear. 30 minutes seemed like 2 hours, but now I tell you, we've been in the game long enough, and I got a lot of information, and it just can't give it all to you. I want to give you everything that we have to give you. So my internet's kind of slow today. It is kind of slow, but nevertheless, we are right at that point there. Okay, Carlos, let's go to a commercial break. I'm going to try to keep this. I'm going to try to keep it right this time, Carlos. So let's go to a commercial break so we can get into our next segment. And hey, folks, this is Joe Britt coming to you live, coming to you strong from Studio B in Rialto, California. Skyping to HQ, which is KCAA Radio. We're on 3 different stations: 106.5 FM, 102.3 FM, and 1050 AM. We shall be right back. Let's pay for some of these commercials, Carlos.
Sie hören jetzt Kcaa Racing live mit Ihrem Gastgeber Joe Britt.
Oh no!
Don't worry about a thing, pretty lady. You're in good hands with J&K Auto Body Paint and Repair. J&K Auto Body has been serving the Rialto area for years and are considered to be one of the oldest and the best auto body shops in town. The right people with the right tools and the right experience that can give you the service and the quality that you expect. 24 hours, 7 day a week towing is available. That's J&K Auto Body, 241 South Palm Avenue, Rialto, California, across the street from the Metrolink station. Call us at 909-875-0400, 909-875-0400. That's 909-875-0400.
U&I Auto Truck Parts and Wrecking is loaded with 15 acres of used, salvaged, and rebuilt parts for your car or truck. Sure, you could go to any wrecking yard, but U&I has what it takes. Expertise, high-quality products, and the finest customer service you'll receive anywhere. U&I makes custom drive shafts, furnishes full warranties on all their parts, and keeps up on industry changes. Call 909-888-6841. You'll be impressed by the fast and friendly response from the U&I skilled staff. You can also go to the Contact Us page and request a part. U&I hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 8 till 5, and Saturday, 8 till 3. U&I Auto Truck Parts and Wrecking is located at 1435 West Rialto Avenue in San Bernardino. Check out the U&I webpage at the letter U, the letter I, autoparts.com, or call 909-888-6841. 909-888-6841.
You're listening to Kcaa Racing live on KCAA 1050 AM with Joe Britt. Now get to the chopper. Hasta la vista, baby.
Okay, folks, we're back in HQ. Okay, that's the Studio B in Rialto, California. And you know what? I'm gonna need help from you guys. I really. Now, you know, I am the engineer and designer and owner of a car called the Stallion GT1, which was built here in Rialto, California. And I designed it, I built it, and I debuted it back in 2001. 2001. And we took it to some car shows. We took it to some car shows, and we debuted it through Southern California. So I'm redoing it again, folks. I'm back on the hunt again, and I'm going to make it fabulous this time, where we're doing the whole complete body. But you know something? I'm going to ask you, the great listeners of Kcaa Racing TV, Kcaa Racing Live, to, if you want to help. Help meaning what? We're in the designing phases right now for our Stallion GT1, and we're kind of happy about it. Now, how it starts out is this. Let me show you something. All right. Now, if you can see that, hopefully you can if it's not too bright. That's how I start stuff. All right. That's how I start it. I do a small sketch, and I get the feel of what I want it and how I want it to look, and then we go from there. That was the front, and this is the back. See that? That's how I basically did the first time, our Stallion GT1, and then from there we blew it up, we added, we took away, and then we had to produce the doggone car in a physical form. And that's what took a while, because I tell you, it was all hand done, right? We did a lot of fiberglass, a ton of bondo, and a lot of shaping, reshaping, and I would literally just stand back and look at the car. And if I didn't like it, if I didn't like the look, then I guess what? That fender is gone, because I didn't use any other fenders. We just worked the butts off. But nevertheless, a good friend of mine who is not here anymore helped me do a lot of body work on the car. Bobby Vega, he passed about a year ago. Good guy, good guy. He was a commissioner out of San Bernardino and for Park and Recs, and I'm a commissioner in Rialto, but I'm also the chairman of the board for the Park and Recs in Rialto. But nevertheless, Bobby did work for us, man, years ago, and we were able to put the car out. I'm not gonna say on schedule, because it wasn't a schedule, a timeline. We just wanted to. Well, I guess it was a timeline, because I wanted to get the car ready for the American Association of Handcraft Automobiles, and we were able to make that, and it turned out fine. Okay, so designing phase. This is the look that I want, folks. Let me show you. Now, I think I kind of showed you this last week. This is the new look that I want. Now, this is a Ferrari, okay? But similar traits. I want my fenders to be higher this time. It's going to be a lot lower than it was before. I have a feature that you can see in the back of the car, meaning there's going to be glass in the back of the car, so you can see the motor, because it's going to be a rear mid-engine car. It always has been a mid-engine car. With this new glass package that we're taking off of a older vehicle, you'll be able to see the motor, you'll be able to see the transmission and the suspension bay, right? So with that in mind, that's kind of what we are shooting for, that look, right? So my engine bay, well, let me get that. And also this look here. Now look, watch this. Ooh, isn't that gorgeous? Now that's an R8, an Audi. It's and it's on steroids. Okay, so for those of you that are just on the radio, what I'm showing is a high performance race version of the Audi R8. I mean, it's on steroids. Wide body, low to the ground, exhaust, dual exhaust sticking out of the center piece of the rear butt of the body. Absolutely gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So here's another view of that car, side view. Now all these shots were shot at SEMA, right? And I really, really like the way that looks. I'm not gonna copy it. No, I don't do copy, but I'll do our own representation of what the Stallion should look like. Here's another view from the front. Now see how the fenders are very wide? That's great. I mean, I can put a lot of rubber there. I can increase the wheelbase. I can increase the coverage for the front suspension and the rear suspension if I did it this way. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel, even though I probably could, but I'm just going to do it so that at high speeds and high corner turning, and if you want to do drifting, you have the capability of using the Stallion for road racing, and that's what I'm shooting for. So now my engine bay, when you be able to see through it, let's see if I can get to it, man. See, oh, doggone it. Where's it at? Where's the engine bay for this? Oh, drat. Okay. I'm looking at the computer, folks, trying to find that particular photo, and I don't see it, and I have to bring it to you pretty soon. So, let's get back. Let me show you something. Our seats, we're going to make our own seats in the house, all right? We have a plug that we made years ago, and it looks like some of the stuff they're using right now. But we're going to fiberglass that, and I'm going to show you how to fiberglass. Yes, I'm going to teach you. I'm going to show you how to fiberglass. Now, our seats. Look at this. This is our logo that we've had long ago. You see that? That's our logo. Now, this is on leather. right? This is going to go in the seat, actually, in the headrest. Well, it won't be a headrest. Though that's an old phrase. When people say headrest. It's not a headrest. It's just that. Let me show you. Can you see that? And we had these done years ago, and it just a copy of our logo, and it's going to be on our seats. Okay, and we are just tickle pink to show you that. Now, what I'm looking for, guys, if you guys have any drawings that you can throw me, shoot this way, email them to me. Okay, grtv.media, media at gmail.com. Okay, that's grtv.media@gmail.com. I probably won't be able to make the car complete for upcoming SEMA because I'm just so doggone busy. But for the next SEMA, which will be in the 19th, November 19th, 2019. If God's willing, then we'll have the car completed with a rebuilt motor and all the mechanics and all the body done at SEMA. So we are rebuilding. I'm going to show you. I'm going to go step by step with you and let you see exactly what we're doing. So the seats we're going to do, all right? The body we're going to do. The frame we're going to do. The engine, we have a 305 TPI fuel injected motor that we are going to rebuild. I'm going to show you how to rebuild step by step on that also. Now that's going to be mounted to our 915 Porsche transmission. Okay, old school, but nevertheless, those are very rare, the transmissions, and we've had this transmission for about 10 years. And we are going to mount that together by way of an adapter. So whenever I get the adapter, well, not designed, it's been designed. Whenever I get it made by a guy out in where is he at? He's in Palmdale. I'll show you how to mount that together. Now, years ago, what I did for a company called Mullen, all right? If you can get online and go Mullen, M-E-L-L-O-N, Mullen, M-E-L-L-E-N, you'll see the Mullen M11, okay? A little two-seater sports car that we did. I did it in my garage. I was able to do some remanufacturing on it. When it came to me, it was in a raw stage, and I was able to redesign it and mount the new motor with the Porsche transaxle and with the clutch and whole assembly unit. And also, I did a lot of things with that car. And then that car went to the LA Auto Show, and then it was also on a commercial for Apple, the Super Bowl commercial. That car was done here in Rialto. I did the paint job on it, so kind of happy about that. That's some information you guys don't know about, but you know what? We've been in the trenches a long time, and we're doing what we can to keep the spirit of automobiles alive. Keep the spirit of designing automobiles alive, and we're doing that all here in the city of Rialto. Okay, so I know I have Chris the Road Warrior on, and he is our correspondent for the motorcycle industry. All right, so hang on, Chris. I'm gonna try to play this by ear this time. I got a break coming up in 2 minutes, and then we'll have you come on. So just hold on tight, Chris. Okay, I know it's the first of the year. I know you're eager to get on, but I'm gonna see if I can work this this new system of ours with 3 breaks in our hour. And if I find out that if I can't get enough information through to the listeners, then I'll go to 2 breaks. This 3 breaks is Never done that before. I've always just liked to run my mouth and tell people what's going on. Right? So, Chris, hold on a minute. Carlos, let's go to a break. Okay? And then, folks, this is Joe Britt, HQ, going from Studio B in Rialto, California, to HQ, which is KCAA in the city of Redlands, and we're broadcasting on 3 different stations simultaneously. So, Carlos, let's go ahead and put some commercials on and pay for some of this stuff while we can, and then we'll come back. We'll talk to Chris Warrior, and then I'll show you what I've been working on. All right, and give a little education on how to do this and how to do that. All right, stay tuned. Right back.
Sie hören jetzt Kcaa Racing live mit Ihrem Gastgeber Joe Britt.
Oh, no.
Don't worry about a thing, pretty lady. You're in good hands with J&K Auto Body Paint and Repair. J&K Auto Body has been serving the Rialto area for years and are considered to be one of the oldest and the best auto body shops in town. The right people with the right tools and the right experience that can give you the service and the quality that you expect. 24 hours, 7-day-a-week towing is available. That's J&K Auto Body, 241 South Palm Avenue, Rialto, California, across the street from the Metrolink station. Call us at 909-875-0400, 909-875-0400. That's 909-875-0400.
U&I Auto Truck Parts and Wrecking is loaded with 15 acres of used, salvaged, and rebuilt parts for your car or truck. Sure, you could go to any wrecking yard, but U&I has what it takes. Expertise, high-quality products, and the finest customer service you'll receive anywhere. U&I makes custom drive shafts, furnishes full warranties on all their parts, and keeps up on industry changes. Call 909-888-6841. You'll be impressed by the fast and friendly response from the U&I skilled staff. You can also go to the Contact Us page and request a part. U&I hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 8 till 5, and Saturday, 8 till 3. U&I Auto Truck Parts and Wrecking is located at 1435 West Rialto Avenue in San Bernardino. Check out the U&I webpage at the letter U, the letter I, autoparts.com, or call 909-888-6841. 909-888-6841.
You're listening to Kcaa Racing live on KCAA 1050 AM with Joe Britt. Now get to the chopper. Hasta la vista, baby.
All right, folks, we're back in the saddle again. This is Joe Britt coming to you live and direct from Studio B in Rialto, California, broadcasting through Skype, going to HQ in Redlands, California. That's KCAA Talk Radio on 3 different stations, 106.5 FM, 102.3 FM, and 1050 AM on your AM dial. Okay, so this morning, well, let me back up. Hey, let's talk to Chris. I almost forgot that. Chris, the Road Warrior, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Joe, how you doing today?
Man, I'm just running my mouth. Welcome to the new year.
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Good.
Yeah.
Now, folks, for some of you who've just tuned into us, this is our correspondent, Chris, the Road Warrior. Chris is a devoted motorcyclist, and he has a wealth of knowledge that we've been tapping into for the past 2 years. So, without further ado, Chris, how you doing, buddy? What's on plate today? What you got?
Well, if you recall, and any of our listeners who've been off for a while recall that we talked about tires, near the end of last year, and that if your wheels are feeling sloshy, then you got to go and make sure your tire pressure is proper. And we discussed that for a bit. If you do that and everything's proper with your tire pressures and things just still don't feel right, you might want to start looking into your suspension. And there's 3 primary aspects of your suspension, front and rear, that you'll want to address. And that is what's called spring preload, and then you have compression damping and tension damping, also known as rebound. And just like the name says, it's about how fast things rebound. So first thing you'd want to do is establish a starting point excuse me, with your spring preload. And that is with rider weight, and even with if you take an extra equipment with you, a passenger, what have you. You want to sit on the bike and get an idea of where the suspension falls, kind of a midpoint of where the springs are at in the front suspension, and start from there, and adjust accordingly. You want to get that preload, right for you, for your setup, your situation. What I set up on mine is not going to necessarily work for a different rider, different weight, and what you want to feel. Because when you get right down to it, it's about confidence in our riding. If we don't feel comfortable, if we don't feel confident, that bike is going to keep us up on two wheels when we're going through a turn, hitting bumps, and this is for on-road and off-road as well, then, we're not going to better our skills, we're not going to feel safe, and we have to establish that first. So get your preload set, and then consider how much compression damping you want. That is, how fast do you want your springs to compress in a bump? How much they absorb the impact of a bump. Again, this is off-road and on-road as well. There's completely two different setups. And that, how fast it absorbs it, how well it absorbs it. If you have heavy damping, it might be, like hitting you'll feel the bump all the way through your teeth. If it's too soft, it'll be squishy. But what it boils down to, again, is the individual rider's feeling. Second, or third, I should say, is rebound. How fast that spring pushes back out. How fast it literally rebounds. It's also known as tension damping. That, how quick that occurs, along with the compression damping, is going to determine a lot in the feel of the ride. Not just on straight flat ground, but going through turns, in the different terrain and whatnot. Say a novice trials rider will probably want to have slower rebound, slower tension dampening coming back after going through a section or hitting a bump than, say, an expert rider who will want fast rebound because he likes to, hop the bike a little bit more, bigger obstacles and so on. And then it also boils down to individual confidence on how that feels. So, these three aspects of your suspension are important. They're all adjustable. Consult your manufacturer's, manual for how to make those adjustments. They will give you some recommended starting points. And, I know people that ride with those recommendations all day long, and they feel fine with it, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But know that you can make adjustments, and you can change it. And as your skills improve, so this damping adjustments and preload adjustments, you may want to change them and play with them as time goes on. Don't just set and forget. It's not a plug and play. This is something that you can continue to develop, make minute adjustments, go for rides, change it back, forth, and, see what works best for you. Bottom line is your ability to be confident in your cornering, your ride, your comfort, and that all attributes to being safe and enjoying the ride, as we like to say.
You know what, man? What's funny, and I think about it now. I can remember when I was riding bikes, we had two shocks, one on each side. Remember that days in the back?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's old school. Now we have just the one mono frame, mono shock that's right under the seat, and that controls everything. And that's, some of them are air ride, and some are. It's just a great setup the way they have it down. But shows you how technology has improved itself, and the ride has improved. I tell you, I'm wondering what's coming in the next, say, 10 to 15 years down the road as far as suspension is concerned. All these guys are working on different suspensions, right on different setups, and you gotta love it if you've been in the game a long time, and you can see the progression of what's going on in the motorcycle industry.
Like that that neat bike we saw at SEMA, his suspension, even in the front, was a mono. I don't know if you noticed that, but usually front suspension is still fork type twin shock suspension. But I see in the future more bikes possibly going to a monoshock in the front as well. That'll give you a nice rigid stability in the front end and less worries of having, say, one fork working different than the other, which will drastically change your handling as well. So
that's gonna be something to see, man. And as long as we got breathing air, we can experience what's coming down the tube. And what breathing air and staying safe on your bike as you ride the roads of California and throughout this great nation of ours. And I'm quite sure we talked about it, you and I, about the different safety characteristics of riding a motorcycle and touring the roads. I'm sure you'll probably come up with something a little bit later on how to improve your ride and staying safe on our American roads. So, Chris, I appreciate you, dude. I'm glad you're around. I'm glad you're a family member of ours, Gotcha Racing, and it's always been a blast. You've always bring a lot of good content to the table, and I appreciate you, man. Trying to stick on time here. So, you got anything else you need to say? Tell us, Chris.
No, not at this point. The process continues. We will go over things as time goes on that we've touched base before, but it's always worth repeating. But no, I'm good, and I really appreciate being a part of the Gotcha Racing family, and I thank you for allowing me the time to share what I know with others out there.
Thank you, brother. Take care of yourself. Hey, guys, this is Chris Road Warrior signing off. Take care, Chris. Talk to you later.
All right, you too. Bye.
All right, so folks, I'm going to show you this. I was out this morning, before going on air, and I was in the shop and working on this project. Now, I have a Jeep, right? I have a 96 CJ, right? And, those are 4.0s, high output. So what you see here is the side of my motor, right, under the hood. And I've taken off the exhaust manifold, I've taken off the intake manifold, and I found out that my exhaust manifold had a leak. So I had to take it off because I'm going to turn this Jeep into a Primo Jeep and then I'll sell it. But so I will gotten that off, and I'm going to weld it up and put it back on. But what you see here, see those holes at the bottom? Those are freeze plug holes, okay? And those are basically designed from the dealerships for the sand to come out of the casting. So from time to time, those go bad and they leak. And you can see 1, 2, and see the third one, it was leaking. See how it's darker, folks. If you can get online and go to kcaa.com. KCAAradio.com, you see what I'm talking about. But nevertheless, this is the side of the block. So I'm going to replace those. Let me show you what I got in my hand here. All right. So here we go. This is an old one here. This is the one that I took out. You see that? All right. Right. Now this is the inside here. So the outside, this one here, we had to tap into and actually bend it in and then pull it out. I'm going to replace these with these. Okay. Now these are from a company called Dorman. Now, for those of you guys that are into rebuilding and into motors, the freeze plugs. This is a company that's been around for a minute now, meaning somewhat of a long time. And this SKU number on this is 555069. 555069. So when you guys are doing something to your 4.0 motor, which is by Jeep, okay, which is a GM under the GM brand. This is what you want to replace it with. Now you either can go the brass or you can go with the steel. This one here is the steel, and what I took out was steel, and that was then from the factory, right? So it'll last a long time. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put these in as of today, and I repaired my my yoke. Okay, had to go to the junkyard. Remember last week I showed you this device. I showed you this device, and this device is it's a blowtorch, and you put it to your butane, and I tell you, the volume of heat that comes out of this gun that goes on top of your butane is phenomenal. I had to literally cook the bolt and had to turn it orange red and get a 1 1/4 socket. And this is only for the 96 CJs, okay? And I was at a junkyard, so you know you're not supposed to have this in the junkyard, but nevertheless, I had to do what I had to do. So and then it came right off. And without that, it would have been very hard to take off. But nevertheless, this is what I did. We're happy. We put it back on. The drive shaft's on. So after the drive shaft, I said, well, you know what? Let me go ahead and do the rest of them. All the mechanical features on this particular Jeep of ours, the 96 Jeep. So, and that's what we're doing now. We're doing the got a gasket going on. Okay, so that's take off. I'll be putting my new injectors on. I'll be welding up the exhaust manifold and just doing some other treatments on the inside. And then on the cabin wise, we're going to really do it up. This Jeep is going to be really nice. Those of you who have seen me in it, it's been red. It's red. It's got a 3-inch lift on it, fat tires, and we're just going to go ahead and freak it out. Kind of happy about that. So, you want to change these? We go again. These are your freeze plugs. Very easy to take out, right? And when you put them back in, you use this stuff. It's called some guys call it shellac, but it's just a gasket sealer. And what it does, it goes around this perimeter here, and then that goes in those holes. Let me show you what it looks like, where it goes. Okay. All right. See that? See the holes? Okay. So that goes inside the hole, and you get a socket, and you literally just beat it in until it stops, until it's flush, and then you're good to go. So we're kind of happy that we're doing that. A lot of work on cars right now. My Range Rover that I've had for about 2 months, the airbag has airbags all around, and one of the airbags went out on the driver's side. And that car had the car to lean to dip to the left, you know, and I don't want that. So we had to order, and it came in, and it was the wrong one, so we had to reorder. And I tell you what, to take the nuts off of the strut bar was very, very tight. I think I went through, you know, some cheap Chinese tools and just broke them right off. So I had to put heat, using the same gun, put heat on those two bolts that was connected to the strut, and that's the only way I could take it off. It got loosened, and I just took them off, and it was great. And you know, I guess you're not supposed. It says don't put heat on the strut, which I did. I just put heat on the nut, and it came off. Great blowtorch. Great blowtorch. Oh, look at the time wise. Tell you what, let's go to. No, we're gonna keep going with this, Carlos. We're going to keep going with this because I got a lot of stuff. In those 3 minutes, it's going to take a lot. Okay, what else I got going on? Oh, folks, so let's get back to this. Let's get back to the designing phase for the Stallion. Now, what I'm going to show you right now, this particular car, that's the new GT40. Isn't that beautiful? That is absolutely stunning. Look how the, let me show you here. If I can get this. Okay, can you see here? You see me drawing on that in black? That's an opening, and that's really cool. I really think that's really cool right there, that opening right there. And so that's for air to flow Let me see if I can change the color on this. Let's go to white. All right. So air flows this way through the vent there. You see that? Totally cool. Totally cool. Now, on the bottom here, air flows two ways. Air flows, it goes through that vent, and then it also goes from here through the bottom of the car, past the radiator, and it comes out here. Okay? That's the cool. Right there is a cooling mechanism. Let me put a circle around it. Right there is a cooling mechanism for the radiator, because the radiator sits right here, okay, on the GT40. Now, my GT Stallion, the radiator sits there. I didn't have the vents here, but I'm going to put them in. And then the back here on the GT Stallion, I designed it and I put a radiator there. I put a radiator right about here. Okay, so what's going to happen is the water, since it's mid-engine, that means that, look folks, the engine sits in the back. All right, see that arrow there? The engine sits in the back. And so number one, watch this. This is number one. Is that one? Okay. Cooling radiator. Number two, this is on the Stallion. I designed this designed it back in, what, 2000. Number two, I have the radiator right there, okay? And then number three, this is all four of my radiators. I have one there, not inside the cabin, but on the outside. But it's pretty much almost where it is, where you see this is. So the water starts from the rear, it circulates under the car and goes to this radiator, goes to the first one, this is the second radiator, comes to the third, and then it gets dumped back into the car, okay? So this, I call this, I started this back in 1999 actually when they designed it, and Fluidyne built to my specs, my radiators, and I call this my advanced, I can't even do it, advanced cooling system. I guess it's unique. Look at that. You look at the car here, it looks like we've been playing sports or something, you know? But nevertheless, and that's part of engineering. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. You just got to love it. So let's see if I can do the side shot of the GT40. Yeah, okay. So that's a side shot. And see that back glass here? What we've done, we took glass off of listen to this, we took the glass off of a 88 Corvette, okay? And that's going to be our glass here. And that's will show you how the motor looks and all the different mechanics that we got going on with the mounting of the transmission and the mounting of the Porsche transmission to a Chevy motor. How about that? How about that? So I know it's kind of Frankenstein, but it's not. If you're in the industry and that's what you want, if you can afford it. Now, I would love to put a Mendiola transmission back there, but those things are $10,000. Transmission I have right now is worth $3,000, and that's what we're going to put in the back of the Stallion. But in order to do that, I want everybody to see it. I want everybody to see it. Now, motor-wise, so when you look here, check this out. When you look in this back glass here, you're going to see something like this. Oh, look at that. That's why I want the engine bay. I want that sucker to spark, man. So all that's going to be fuel injected, and it's going to go mounted up to my 305 TPI motor. And I want everybody to see the technology that we're going to put into that particular car. Now, also on the front of that motor, which you will probably never see, but just for us, I'm going to put this design. It's a Bullet by Bullet Specialties. I kind of like that because we'll have, it'll be powered. I need need everything you see right there. Everything you see right there. But, you know, you won't be able to see it in front of the car because that's going to be directly behind the seat, behind the passenger and driver's seat. Kind of excited about that. I love to design. I really love to design, and I like to show what I can do. So this is the time. This is the time to do it. When I did all that work on the Mullen, I tell you what. Even though the car was debuted at the LA Auto Show, it was debuted on a commercial for the Super Bowl, and now that particular car, the Mullen M1, was shipped to Rio de Janeiro. I never got credit for that. I did all the goddamn work and never got credit for it. But nevertheless, that's how it's. I don't like to say that's how it's done in the industry, but you know, it is what it is. And hopefully we can get away from that. You know, if you do the work, people should know you've done it. And I don't know. So from now on, I'm going to show what I can do. So now we were at the SEMA show in Las Vegas, and we came across this car. All right, this is a true representation of the Ferrari. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely drop dead gorgeous. Now, the owner of this car is in Florida, and is a very, very wealthy guy. Has a stable of reproductions cars, right? But this car, it's a tit for tat. Now, a lot of the parts, you know, this car is old, in the 60s, right? So you figure, where can I get the parts from? You can't. You cannot. If Ferrari does have the parts, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. So what they did pretty much was to put this together from pieces of a Ferrari, and then the parts that they couldn't find, they made, and then they had them chromed. Beautiful car, absolutely beautiful car. Let me show you the engine bay on this car. Isn't that gorgeous? Now that is a true Ferrari motor, all right? And that's how it came out of the factory. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my God, that's beautiful. Anyway, so the manager of the stable in Florida, by request of the owner, which I don't know the name of. He just wants to be GQ, which is okay. He has $1 million worth of cars in Florida. Asked me if I would come down, and we did an interview, right? And the interview turned out very well from one of the guys one of the managers that worked on this car, and he was showing off the car in SEMA. Anyway, we interviewed him for about 20 minutes. And normally I don't go that long on cars, but this car is very, very interesting, and the history on this car is very interesting. And we got it on tape. Okay? But anyway, they want us to come down to Florida. I said, hey man, well, who's going to pick up the bill on that? Yeah, we can make the flight. We've done it before, but who's going to pay for that? So we decided to do this. The cars that are coming into his shop that they're going to, they got some fantastic builds they're going to do. We're going to go frame by frame, video by video, and I'll be interviewing the representatives from this company in Florida on the new builds. So we'll be doing that by the internet, and hopefully we can incorporate him in a live feed from Florida into our show here to show you exactly what they're doing currently. I'm excited about that. A lot of moves are going on. A lot of things are happening. Okay, what we got left? Didn't get to my videos, and I wanted to show you how that looked as far as me doing the repair on the Jeep, as far as the assembling of the drive shaft and the yoke. But it doesn't seem I have time for that. And I tell you, I don't have enough time. I really don't have it. There's a lot of things I want to show you guys. I just don't have the time, and a lot of things I want to talk about. So Hey, but I got 2 commercial breaks in. Believe that? I guess we'll just do the 2 commercial breaks. I just don't have. I got to give you all this information, and I'm looking at my list here, and it's just not enough. Oh, on my list. Okay, so Hot Import Nights is coming up. We've been asked to come to the Hot Import Nights in San Pedro for their debut and shoot that. So we're thinking about doing that. Now, for you guys out there that are, I say the millenniums, if you want to cover that show for me, because I can't be 2 places at one time, give me a call, okay? This is for Hot Import Nights. I need somebody that's energetic. I need somebody who can talk on film, and I need somebody who can do great interviews. Give me a call, all right? Or just drop me a line, 909-951-204-4013. 951-204-4013. This is for Hot Import Nights. It's coming up in San Pedro pretty soon, actually. Hey, folks, so time is gone. I can't believe it. Time is gone, man. Hey, this is Joe Britt. Come back next Saturday. We got a lot of stuff for you on tap. Gotcha Racing Live, Gotcha Racing TV with your host, Joe Britt. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. God bless. Take care of yourself. See you next week.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.